Hey guys, Artosis here, and guess what? We are in the grand finals of the CasterMuse Narak StarLeague Season 5. It has been a very long road, but we are finishing it up pretty quickly here. In the top left, we have the most aggressive pro gamer in the world. It's ZeLoT. And in the bottom left, you know him, you love him. None other than my friend and yours, Scan. This is going to be an excellent Terran vs. Zerg series. Scan boasting just ridiculously strong Terran vs. Zerg fundamental skills. Just kind of checks all the boxes, whereas ZeLoT has looked just about unbeatable in the matchup. He's taken out some really high-end Terrans throughout the tournament. Mind definitely comes to mind for that as well. You know, he's had a lot of great matches. He's super aggressive. He knows how to win. And we are going to start off this best of 7 on the map Allegro. Hope that you guys are enjoying the cast here at ArtosisCasts. Please do make sure that you hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell as well. You know, we've been having it going for, how long has the channel been around? Like 2 years now. Really appreciate everyone that's been watching the whole time. Or if you're brand new, I'm glad that you found it. And hope that you watch for a long time. We have so many great games coming. And I already have a lot of amazing content set up for as soon as this event is over. So hope that you stick around and check that out as well. There's even another StarLeague coming up. I also have been mentioning we have some improvements coming, I guess I should say. You know, I'm going to try to add in some things like bracket type information to the broadcast. It's a little bit easier to follow some of the bigger tournaments. Okay, so let's start talking about this game. It's a walled expansion here from Scan. He actually scouts out first, sees Hatchery first, so he'll probably just go ahead and make the command center after this. In general, I think walling in is very smart against ZeLoT because he is a very Ling-heavy player. He likes to play very aggressively. And, of course, when you scout them first, there's not really a reason to go for any Marines before that command center because the spawning pool just isn't done. Like, you just don't really need anything. So down goes the command center here at the natural. And a second is going to come up to build that additional depot. And we'll see what type of build Scan wants to go for. I imagine he's going to go for a 2 barracks academy rush. I think that probably makes the most sense. Like, he could go for something like an engineering bay build, or even, you know, he could even go for a Valkyrie build. Like, Scan's liked Valkyrie builds for quite some time. But I think against a player like ZeLoT, who is more likely to play more aggressively, it's important to play like a build that kind of catches everything, right? A catch-all build. And here Scan is going for just the 2 barracks. It should be an academy rush as well. We'll see him get the gas and then an academy very shortly thereafter. And that is going to allow you to, for instance, get your scanners up very quickly and check out what ZeLoT is doing. Get a good Marine count out, get good medic count out. And the academy is quick enough that you're going to get range really quickly as well, which is very important to fight off aggression. Whether that's lurkers, that allows your bunkered Marines to hit those lurkers, or, of course, just to fight against mutas on a more even ground. So, yeah, everything looking pretty normal, pretty standard. ZeLoT with the fast 2-hatch layer that is just so common, the real meta of Zerg vs. Terran for the last few years. And getting his Zergling speed quickly here as well, as he should. Now the Spire is coming up. And, well, I guess we chill and wait a little bit. You know, it takes some time. It's basically the first possibility of a move out for Terran in this matchup is at 5 minutes. At 5 minutes, he should have his first 2 medics out if he hit the build just right. And you can move out at that point. You won't necessarily want to. Some players will, some players won't, because if there's a lot of speedlings waiting for you and you're not, or if you're not sure if there's a lot of speedlings waiting for you, it could mean trouble. Now, Scan actually drilled an SCV before he lost vision to the mineral patch. So he went through the drone, and he knows exactly how many Zerglings there are. There's 4. So this is actually a situation where Scan absolutely can move out. Now, if you look at the position, ZeLoT has decided to take his additional base. If Scan scouts here, it's dead. Unless a ton of speedlings get made. Now, a single creep colony comes up. He does have the speed upgrade. It's possible for him to make enough speedlings, perhaps. But here comes the Bioforce. Scan may not even check here because this is almost completely foolish, right? Like, if having that there, if Scan walks up there, you lose it, and you're just far behind. But what this is not surprising to see this from ZeLoT. Oh my god, he's actually, as the Sunken is making, he stims forward. Oh my gosh. Got to target a little bit better there, I think. Is Scan just going to win this game immediately? Targets down 3, 4 drones? 5 drones? I feel like the Sunkens definitely could have been targeted a little bit better. 6 mutas are on the way, but a lot of drone damage has occurred. He's actually canceled this hatchery because he needs the money, because he did take so much damage there. This Firebat won't really get anything done. Oh my god, it gets a drone as well. Insane. Another Firebat runs up. The mutas have to stay to kill that, and even more drones have died. So he's down to 14 drones right now. ZeLoT has enough Mutalisks here that he can whittle this down before he loses the hatchery. I think he actually did a couple attacks onto the hatchery itself, even for the glaives. Oh man, he dives on it but loses 2 more drones. This is terrible for ZeLoT. It's truly terrible. I'm surprised that Scan actually like stemmed and got forward so quickly there. But like I said, it was like a bit of a mistake from ZeLoT. He didn't quite target correctly on those Marines. It's hard to do, but it can be done. Now, look at what Scan is doing. I think I pointed this out in a previous game as well. When you lose your 2 racks Academy Marines and Medics, you have to build a ton of turrets. You see he's building 3 here. He's building 2 here, plus his Marines. He's already built 5 at his natural. This is absolutely the right way to do it. Like, the only thing that ZeLoT can do here is go all in with his mutas. I feel like this is like deja vu from some other games we've seen, but if you want to play these very borderline builds with Zerg where you're taking like a few risks and really trying to push everything to its maximum and you get punished and lose those drones, 17 drones does not an economy make. He's got to just utilize those drones to make mutas nonstop. And with +1 on the way, plenty of mutas, maybe he can get something done, but Scan has been very smart. Honestly, he could even add some more turrets. Like, you can see how many he's going for at his barracks, because this is the area that'll win you the game. If you get over the barracks, generally that results in a victory, because then Terran can't produce more units, and that's it. You'll just overwhelm them over time. Another turret being started up here in the main base as well. Yeah, it's like both players are very aware of what's occurring here. ZeLoT knows he needs damage. Scan knows he needs to prevent that damage. Another turret has been made at the natural as well. This is such a huge amount of turrets. This is beautiful to see from Scan. It's really nice when someone actually makes the proper amount like this. But yeah, any game that looks like this in the opening, this is what it should look like from Terran afterwards. He had some scans that did go down. He's just keeping track, making sure there's not a lurker switch. That's really the only thing that could hurt you, so that's what you're looking for. Comes in, loses a muta, but kills a turret. That's not a great trade, but sometimes you can start to snowball when you do something like that. The Marines come up, and he actually hits the scan as well, so the mutas can't abuse that ledge any longer. Gets the Overlord before it runs out. Painful once again here for ZeLoT. He did have another Overlord pop out immediately, and then starts an additional one as well. All right, the first starport coming up. Would love to see an armory with that. ZeLoT trying to attack the turrets in the main base, and he will kill a couple of them right off the bat, but he's taking a lot of damage here, man. This is very painful. 2 turrets above as well. Tries to fly by. More Marines coming out and catching those Mutalisks, being punished everywhere. He sees the armory on the way. Dude, there's nothing left for him. He lost so many mutas there. He knows a Valkyrie's going to be coming out. Like, he knows all these turrets are likely to be rebuilt. This is looking like the end here for ZeLoT. He's going to go in for another dive. Goes after the turrets. The Marines come down. Can he get some damage done here? Oh, man. Just taking way too much damage. GG. Scan takes game 1. And we join into game number 2 here on Butter, with Scan just getting to ZeLoT's base, seeing that nothing is amiss. It's a hatchery first into a 2 hatchery layer opening. Down on Scan's side, he did have a nice little Sim City here, just in case the Zergling Rush came. But will go ahead and expand immediately, even before his first Marine. So, pretty standard openers overall from both sides. Of course, as I mentioned, the map is Butter. This is a great 2-player map. It really offers like a lot of aggressive Zerg options. for the early game because of the way the natural is shaped. This is something we've talked about in most of the games here, where it's pretty wide open, especially if you're trying to guard near the command center, right? So, like, let's say you want a bunker here. I mean, there's no good place to put it. Lings can run by on either side. They can surround it if it's too far forward. So a lot of times people do wall here, but Scan hasn't done that this game. We're going to see if there's any possibility that ZeLoT punishes him for that. He's actually not getting Zergling speed this game, so that would make it impossible to really do any damage in the early game without Zergling speed. In the meantime, Scan down here is getting a very quick engineering base, so he's going to be going for a quick +1 attack. Of course, has the Academy coming up as well, and this is like basically one of the more greedy openers. It's much weaker to early aggression, but that just happens not to be what ZeLoT's going for this time. Scan keeping his SCV alive for so long. Like, there's a sunken out here that he'll see, and you're never going to make many lings when you have a sunken. You know, he sees the spire. It's just drones hatching after drones after drones. It's pretty likely, I think, that a third hatch will go down, like, in the main base, but we'll see. So Scan gonna get away with this completely. Like, there's no way any aggression's gonna come. He's not even building a bunker. He's not putting any depots out here to try to, you know, lessen the surface area. Well, he finally does. You know, that is something you eventually want, right? Because this is so wide open. So he's making, like, a smaller entrance for lings, basically. A few Marines going to walk up, and they're just checking for a possible Overlord flying in. Sometimes you will have Overlords try to get to this area. And sometimes you might even have them fly down here and, like, sit somewhere, like, right there. So that's just what he's checking for with these Marines. The SCV actually checked and saw the third hatchery. This would be something he could go after if this was a 2 barracks Academy rush. But instead, again, it is that very fast +1 attack. How many barracks will Scan go for with this? It's always going to be 3 or 4, right? Like, I mean, 5 exists, but against 2 hatchery, very, very rare indeed. You can't really afford turrets at that point. So we'll see if he wants to go for that 3 or that 4. And he is going to go for 4 racks. So this is going to be heavy, heavy pressure out of Scan. When you're going for 4 barracks play, you are looking to be on the map trying to punish your opponent. Now, one thing to mention for ZeLoT is he's actually, instead of a Mutalisk attack, he's getting armor this game. So that armor upgrade, like, he might be looking at this and thinking, oh, there could be Valkyries on the way, or maybe he just wants fighting mutas, right? Like, +1 attack is going to be better for harassment because you're getting in and dealing damage to things, whereas +1 armor is better against Valkyries, if you think Valkyries might be the name of the game, and it's better if you know 100% you're going to have to fight the Marine Medic, like, right? Like, it could be very helpful in a game like this. The +1 might help him break turrets down, but the +1 armor may allow him to actually kill the Marines and Medics without losing everything. So just kind of an interesting little change of pace here for this game. ZeLoT does get in and kills that first turret, so that's actually kind of nice. And he's already dealing some good damage. Like, he gets rid of that first turret pretty easily, very little damage taken, and keeping this Marine Medic clump back for now. Not a lot of turrets here yet, so this is, like, kind of annoying for Scan to deal with. He's building some additional turrets here. We don't have a turret at the bottom of the command center yet, so that's a little bit scary. A nice, well-timed factory. That's a very good time to get it with a 4 racks opener. Taking a look back at ZeLoT's base, has that third gas coming. Very healthy drone count here, very healthy drone count here. So he's got a good, solid economy to be producing these mutas. But we'll see how long he wants to produce the Mutalisks for. Like, are we going to have him go, like, pure muta for a very long time? No, it doesn't look like it. Instead, he's going to go for the Queen's Nest. So this Queen's Nest is going to allow him to go for a Guardian Rush, most likely. This is actually, like, a funny thing that I have personal knowledge on. I've actually played ZeLoT on the ladder, like, 7 times where he's done this build exactly. And it is so strong. He's, like, the best Guardian Rusher in the world. We'll see if he's able to break Scan with it or not. But right now, Scan is already getting on the map. Now, there's a lot of mutas, right? We already have a whole group. 4 more being made. There's an additional one. Let's see. These are all Overlords. So he's going to have about 15 mutas. And they're going to have +1 armor here momentarily, which basically negates the +1 attack. I mean, that's enough. He can kill this Bioforce. If he kills this first group, that's going to be really painful for Scan. By the way, Scan right now is going for... I saw an armory on the production tab. It's somewhere in here. But yeah, there it is. So he is going to go for Valkyries. Valkyries are the plan. He has a single starport on the way right now, but probably will add a second one. Valkyrie's going to be great, but again, the +1 armor going to help against that a bit. Scan backing up. Looks like he does want to reinforce his Marine medic force. This is, like, incredibly important. This small group that he had out here, about 12 and 4, definitely won't stay alive if ZeLoT decides to dive on it. ZeLoT coming down. Ooh, nice pick off there. Look at this. He's already killing a good amount, right? Like, we're seeing, what was that? 7 Marines and a medic die for 1 Muta there? That's really, really good for ZeLoT. Swaps out some of the hurt ones. Comes back with a full group here once again. And a second starport is on the way as well as that first Valkyrie. The Valkyrie going to be incredibly important. It's still going to be good against the Mutas, but not as strong as it would be. Now, there's the Greater Spire. It has started. I think Scan knows exactly what's going on. In fact, he starts ship weapons. So very good to see that once the +1 ship weapons are done, the Valkyries will start to really wreck. But yeah, again, a little bit nerfed against that +1 armor. ZeLoT losing another Muta, but trying to deal damage to this Bioforce. He has a Hydralisk speed on the way, which, again, that's a very normal thing as well. He brings down all of his Mutas, and he's just going to jump. This is what I was talking about. Battle Mutas, man. Gets on top of the entire Bioforce. Out comes the Valkyrie, but not even close to enough. Oh, my God. He's got, like, 12 there and 3 here. Guys, he just absolutely destroyed Scan's army. Scan is starting over again completely with his bioproduction. This is a very, very bad situation for Scan. A great move from ZeLoT to get that +1 armor on the Mutalisks to be able to reduce that Marine medic count so significantly. I swear, if Scan wins this, it's going to be the most impressive win I've ever seen him get, because this looks like a dominating position right now from my eyes. Looking great for ZeLoT. Now, he's starting to pop out his Hydralisks. The Greater Spire is almost done. He's going to want to morph his most damaged Mutalisks into those Guardians. And he's got to do it in such a location that Scan can't hit it when he starts. Because if you can attack right as they're morphing, that's the best case scenario. Now, that being said, I don't know he even has enough for that. Truly, I don't know that he can actually do that right now. All right, stimming and trying to hold the high ground here. He's just buying a little bit of time, loses a Hydra, takes some damage on another one, but the Guardians are about to finish. So as these finish, Scan definitely going to have to pull back for now. He's got up to 4 Valkyries, which is good, but their +1 attack is not ready. These Guardians with very high armor, you can see 3 base armor, so they're not going to pop very quickly. Of course, 4 Valkyries going to kill Mutas pretty quickly, no matter what. The Hydra's coming out. Let's see how Scan can actually engage this. Stims forward, uses those Valkyries, but they are being targeted down pretty quickly from those Hydralisks. Can he actually do it? Oh my God, the Muta's taking huge amounts of damage. Does Scan have enough? He might, just barely. More Valkyries coming out. Are you kidding me? Some way, somehow, Scan gonna break through before his +1 ship attacks are even done. A single Devourer comes out to help out against those Valkyries now. Of course, Acid Spore is going to slow their attack and going to allow the Mutas to deal more damage to them. The Hydras deal more damage to them. But now Scan going up the side, getting rid of some of these Overlords. Very, very nice play. Out comes the Devourer. Going to get those Acid Spores. Very important. That's what he's looking for. Ooh, great micro from Scan. Eliminates the rest of the Mutalisks. And now his bio count is getting so high, guys. It's looking fantastic. And what can ZeLoT do from here? Is he going to be able to hold on with this amount of Guardians? It's only 5 Guardians. It's only 5. I think Scan should be able to break this. We'll see, though. This is basically the last attack of ZeLoT. Like, you're not going to have anything left after this. You're either going to break him or you're going to be broken. He can't remake this army once again. So look at this. Scan backing way, way up. He's being very careful at the moment. His Valkyrie fleet on the side comes up, starts to attack. The Marines come up and stim forward. Can he break through here? And it looks like the answer is going to be a resounding yes. Scan going to be able to take this game despite losing that early army. What a Terran god here. What do you do as ZeLoT? I mean, he's getting the Lurker upgrade. That's the Hail Mary play number 2, but already we have science vessels coming out. So even if you get a bunch of lurkers, I don't know that that's going to be enough. You know, you're playing with 0-0 upgrades on these against 1-1, almost 2-1. It's going to be 4 vessels. There's still Valkyries flying around a little bit. Maybe those are going to get picked off. Maybe he's being a little bit too greedy with those. But it feels like Scan has a huge advantage. Look at this. The lurkers start to morph. ZeLoT needs them to finish, but Scan already moving forward right now. Stimming up into the high ground. I mean, this is a lot of Hydras on the high ground. You're missing half your shots, but there's enough Marines. He should be able to break through. And again, with those science vessels, I think that ZeLoT is going to have to GG. Like, this second phase of this kind of all-in type of play doesn't have a super high percentage chance to win anyways. He goes ahead and burrows. Okay, I mean, he gets an okay volley there, but a couple of radiates already. I guess you might be thinking about, like, getting a containment off or something. Can you afford the Defiler Mound? Are you just going to go Hydra Lurker? I'm not entirely sure. It's like a tough situation no matter what. Scan is preparing siege tanks, though. He's got the add-on on his factory ready just in case a big containment does hit. Another radiate goes down. Another couple of radiates, in fact. Only 3 lurkers going to remain, I believe. Oh, man, and this bunker even in range of one of the healthy ones, so is able to kill that off, and he's just going to stim out and break this. 2 0-0 lurkers, not going to stand up against this many 2-1 Marines, that's for sure. More lurkers being made. This is really, you know, ZeLoT's given himself the best chance he really can in this tough situation. Making a bunch more lurkers. Wants to get up here, force a bad situation, a bad trade for Scan. I think when that siege tank comes out, though, you got to look at the writing on the wall as ZeLoT. Let's see. Some irradiates going down here once again. He sees more lurkers, but the radiates are speeding up now. Right? Your economy is not growing as ZeLoT. And now we have like 5 vessels recharging consistently. Now here he goes. Oh, yeah, that's the last attack. This is going to be GG. Scan winning a very nice game there after a mistake early on. Leads 2-0.